Once each year, as October breezes bluster, there comes a most particular and most peculiar night. An anxious sort of night, when the dark grows a little more so. A jittery sort of night, when nothing is quite as it was. A night called Halloween.
Surprise! Breaking the rules? No, I said one episode per series. The Book of Pooh and the New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh are two completely separate series. This also gives me the chance to compare two different approaches from two similar yet different things, as I did for Trick or Treat and Donald's Halloween Scare. So, what does Boo to You Two have over Book of Pooh? Nothing. This episode has no plush mom. Okay, admittedly, this episode is just overall better than the Book of Boo, despite the unfortunate lack of motherly kangaroo plushies. But therein lies a base analogy for the difference between these two episodes. Kanga is a comforting character and Roo is a playful character. Their presence alone frames the fact that the episode is going to be more lighthearted. They both are absent in Boo to You Two, presenting a more dynamic feel. You'll see what I mean. Again, another VHS rip. It's the best I can manage. I'm terribly sorry. Disney, when Blu-rays? Seriously. So it seems like everyone's excited for Halloween. Pooh Bear's excited about the treats, Tigger's looking to pull some tricks, and Eeyore...
Trick or treat!
Yeah, guys, sorry, I think there's something wrong with Eeyore. He's been acting real weird lately.
Nice costume. You make a good yak.
Of course, it's just Gopher trying out his costume, trying to figure out how to win the best costume prize, of which doesn't actually exist, but hey, he's gotta have something to believe in. There was a scariest costume prize in Book of Boo, but wrong series. Luckily, Eeyore isn't being a buzzkill here. He's just there for his own comedic flavor to liven things up, or whatever the opposite is, since he's a mope. Pooh Bear starts to worry about Piglet, who's currently at his home building some sort of monster, trying to prove to himself that he can be brave.
This Halloween, you're going to enjoy yourself. Nothing is going to frighten you. I hope.
So like with Book of Boo, the first song goes to Piglet, but they're really entirely different. In Book of Boo, Piglet's song was about wanting to be able to prove that he can be scary, but this song is much more emotional. Piglet is literally too afraid to go out on Halloween night with his friends, and this song is about how desperate he is to overcome his fears just so he can be with them, and that's heartbreaking. Being one's own toughest obstacle is a crippling sensation. You feel like you're trapped, unable to ever do as you wish because you're unable to prevent yourself from holding yourself back. And when it keeps you from being around those you love or doing the things you love, well, it's been the cause of many bouts of depression for me. I'd be lying if I said this song didn't hit a bit too close to home. I frequently find myself tearing up during this song. It's even one of those several songs I put on when I just need to let myself cry. Agoraphobia is categorized as the fear of places and situations that might cause panic, helplessness, or embarrassment, and it's a rather common phobia to have. It varies from case to case, but there are more extreme examples. If I can get real here for a moment, I want to tell you all that you're not alone. If you have anxiety, depression, or any crippling phobias, you're not alone. You are never alone, and you don't have to face them alone. There's always someone out there that wants to and or is qualified to help you. Sorry, but this song is just... it brings out things I need to get out, you know? So Tigger comes and pounces Piglet, Pooh and Eeyore following suit, Pooh wondering about Piglet's lack of costume, but Tigger rushes them all out so he can do his warm-up tricks.
Storm brewing.
I quote that more than I probably should. It's just so matter-of-fact, I don't know how to explain it, I just love that line. Pooh Bear does his typical trying to get honey and failing shtick, which leads to them smashing into Rabbit's pumpkin patch.
Are you all right, Pauline? Oh, speak to me, Pietro. Oh, don't you know me, Petunia?
Tigger takes the opportunity to make jack-o'-lanterns and impress me with the range of expressions he can create. He's quite an artist when he sets his mind to creativity. The expressions are even good enough to give Piglet the spooks. Rabbit quickly shoos the group and they go on their merry way, the sun setting and Tigger enjoying the spookiness of the atmosphere. Piglet isn't too thrilled.
Well,
Was it something I said?
As the day dwindled into night, an awful truth dawned for Piglet. And he knew that out here, on his own, in the night, on this night, was not the place to be.
Piglet bolts home and hides, but of course his concerned friends follow. Piglet assures them he'll be alright, even though he's shaking like a leaf. This leads to quite a character-driven moment.
As a small and timid animal, I'm afraid, I'm really too afraid. Oh.
Piglet is devastated by the fact he's unable to bring himself to be with his friends for Halloween. Pooh Bear is very supportive and tells him that he just won't have Halloween, so he won't have a reason to be scared. Tigger's upset, but not in a selfish way. He wanted to be able to celebrate Halloween with his friend, but Piglet's simply unable to. Eeyore is Eeyore. They offer to stay and comfort him, but Piglet tells them he'll be alright.
I had hoped it wouldn't happen this year. I let down Pooh and Tigger and Gopher and Eeyore, and most of all, me.
That line honestly kind of hurts for me. A lot of personal baggage. I won't go into it. This is supposed to be fun. Pooh Bear is dearly concerned about Piglet, hoping that the stormy night won't be too scary for him, and hatches a plan to celebrate a less scary Hallow-wasn't with him at his home, rather than go out on a scary night, with him being terrified. Tigger, however, leads into the most fun part of the special.
No way, no how am I gonna miss out on another Halloween! If only Piglet was more like me, and less like him!
This song I have memorized verbatim. I've listened to it that many times. And we have yet another interesting dichotomy here. The second song in Book of Boo, Eeyore's song, was about how he was unscarable and didn't think Halloween will be his thing because of how unable to be scared he is. Tigger's song here is about how he wants to be scared and how he wants to scare. So much so that he wants to scare himself and everyone else. I think I'd go so far as to say this is probably my favorite Halloween-themed song. If not my favorite, definitely in the top 3 or so. It would be an interesting list to make now that I think of it. Pooh and Eeyore show up and inform Tigger about the plan to go celebrate at Piglet's house, which he's more than on board for. Piglet sees the 3 coming in their costumes and think they're a spookable, so he beats it, trying to find Pooh. I gotta say, Piglet, you're not too good at this whole fortification thing. Those 2x4s aren't supposed to break so easily, and the door isn't supposed to open. You were asking for an invasion. Piglet's absence leads them to believe he's been got by spookables. So you can see where this is going. The conflict is one of both parties' overactive imaginations in different ways. Piglet goes looking at rabbits, unable to find anyone at any of their houses. The night here looks lovely. It's all dark shades of blue. Seriously, I need to figure out how to make colors work like this. This looks amazing. Piglet starts to panic as he can find no one where they should be, all alone on Halloween night with the slightest noises filling him with dread.
Was that you, Eeyore?
Wish I could say it was, but it wasn't.
Now under the assumption that there's danger about, Pooh, Tigger, and Eeyore aren't faring any better. Pooh comes up with the idea to don their costumes so that the spookables will be tricked into thinking that they are as well, so they can save Piglet. But all this does is spook Gopher and Piglet even more. Pooh gets stuck in a branch and Tigger and Eeyore try to help him down. Piglet seeing this as him getting attacked by spookables, which gives him the guts to confront his fears and try to chase them off using his monster contraption from earlier in the special. They yet again haphazardly barrel into Rabbit's pumpkin patch, where the plot starts to resolve.
Why, Piglet, you scared the spookable away.
I did?
You did.
This may seem like a non-conflict and a thin plot, but it's much more character-driven when you think about it. The plot isn't about ghosts and monsters and trying to defeat them to save their friends. It's about Piglet trying to overcome his fears. The conflict was between Piglet and himself. The act of scaring the spookable away was more of an analogy of Piglet thwarting his own fears than an actual act of heroism. It's a personal journey of self-improvement. Piglet manages to conquer his fears, Tigger got the scare he was looking for, Gopher got a pretty cool costume, and Pooh Bear got to celebrate Halloween with his dearest friend.
And he was quite all right for several nights thereafter, as we will be too, for as long as we remember that somewhere there's a forest and a bear named Winnie the Pooh.